Well, hello, people. Welcome back to 90 and Out. I am your host, Timothy Holt, and this is The Words in Red When Jesus Speaks. Wow. It is Holy Week for Christians right now. We are midway through. It is Thursday before Easter. However, in this episode, we are going to look at what Jesus taught in the temple after he chased everybody out with a whip. So, stay tuned for that, and let's get right into it. Real brief self-plug here. If you like this content, do the social media stuff. If you don't, hit the thumbs down button and let me know in the comments what you didn't like. With that, let's cue the music and get right into the text. Well, hello, people. So, if you are enjoying this, do all that social media stuff, and let's get right into the text. We are looking at Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John's account of what happens after the triumphal entry on Palm Sunday. It's when Jesus is in the temple. He's already chased everybody out with a whip. And what is that teaching? This channel, this particular series, is focused on the words in red, Jesus speaks. So we want to look at what Jesus is recorded saying, and, was he who he claimed to be, and was he actually a wise teacher? So with that, let's go to Mark 11. We're going to start towards the end of the chapter in verse 27. I'm reading from the New King James. You can read from whatever translation you're comfortable with. Just know that I'm reading from the New King James. So with that, let's get right into the text and get going. Then they came again to Jerusalem, and as he was walking in the temple, the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders came to him. And they said to him, "By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority to do these things?" But Jesus answered and said to them, "I also will ask you one question. Then answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men? Answer me." Then they reasoned among themselves, saying, "If we say it was from heaven, he will say, 'Why then did you not believe him?' But if we say it was from men," they feared the people, for all counted John to have been a prophet indeed. So they answered and said to Jesus, "We don't know." And Jesus said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things." Then Jesus began to speak to them in parables. "A man planted a vineyard and set a hedge around it, dug a place for the wine vats, and built a tower. He had leased it to wine dressers and went into a far country. Now, at vintage time, he sent a servant to the wine dressers that he might receive some of the fruit of the wine and the wine dressers. And they took him and beat him and sent him away empty-handed. Again, he sent them another servant. And at him they threw stones, wounded him in the head, and sent him away shamefully treated. And again he sent another, and they killed him, and many others, beating some and killing some. Therefore, still having one son, his beloved, he also sent him to them last, saying, 'They will respect my son.' But those wine dressers said among themselves, 'This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours.' So they took him and killed him and cast him out of the vineyard. Therefore, what will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the vine dressers and give the vineyard to others. Have you not read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected has become my chief cornerstone? This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. And they sought to lay hands on him, but feared the multitude, for they knew he had spoken the parable against them. So they left him and went their way. Oh my goodness! Wow. Just, phew. Can we talk about that? Peaceful Jesus here, right? The one who loves everybody? Yeah. Luke and Matthew record this parable as well. They record it slightly differently in their own nuance, but you can see that thought process of how this would be a sermon. Jesus doesn't answer them, but yet he does, right? He answers them with a parable, a riddle, and they want to kill him because he's overtly talking about them. Everybody there knows it in chapter 11 and 12. So if you go over to Luke, Luke describes the parable slightly differently, but it's the same general concept. He also shortens the reference to Jeremiah and Isaiah to just the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. Whoever falls on that stone will be broken, but whomever it falls, it will be ground him to powder. It will grind him to powder. And also, so yeah, shortly after this, he's going to have this discourse about paying taxes. But you can see this build up here. He's chased out the money changers. He's purged the temple. Right before this, it's the triumphal entry, and right before this discourse, this teaching, he's making some waves. So let's discuss that for a minute. Jesus has an opportunity to consolidate power. He's in the seat of power. Let's not shy away from this. Jesus, when he's doing this teaching, yes, it says he's walking in the temple. In reality, that's euphemistic or non-descriptive. He's in the temple, the capital building both for the Jewish religion and the province of Judea. Make no mistake, Jesus is a revolutionary. Right before this, he comes in through the main gate of the city, being hailed as King of the Jews. Messiah. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And what does he do? Does he do what other kings have done in the past? Does he do what we would expect? And I'm going to say no. He starts teaching. He starts laying out this concept of he's going to die and come back from the dead. And I find that fascinating. He is sitting in the seat of power. He is poised to kick out Rome. He is poised to overthrow the high priest, who was the guy in charge for civil and religious life. It would be like someone today going to Harrisburg, to the state capitol, and chasing out all the crooked politicians. And then sitting at the governor's desk. Just let that sink in. Okay? That's what we're talking about here in context. Jesus is not this quiet individual just taking a stroll. Oh, you have questions. I have answers. Yeah. He's not a hippie Jesus. He's just been crowned king by the people. Literally. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. They are crowning him king. And if you don't think this is going to have ramifications, wow, you're in for a whirlwind surprise, because Jesus starts talking about the corruption that's in the temple. That's why they want to lay hands on him again. Just before this, while he's coming into the temple, these possibly same Pharisees, or at least in the same group, go, hey, you should tell these people to be quiet. Tell them to shut up. Stop. Tell them to stop calling you king. Son of David. And Jesus' response is hilarious. If I tell this massive mob, this massive crowd that's full of excitement to stop talking, the rocks are going to cry out. I think Jesus is being hyperbolic there. Have you ever been to a crowd and somebody tries to quiet it? Somebody tries to calm it? And it's ruckus? Yeah, good luck with that. And Jesus talks about this wine dressers. By the way, the interpretation is pretty clear here. God is the owner of the vineyard. God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns everything. Okay? And he has sent to the Jewish people, he has sent to the ancient Israelites prophet after prophet after prophet. And they have beaten them. They have killed them over and over and over again. And now Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus is the Son of Man. He has already declared that he accepts worship. And who gets worshiped? God alone. God alone accepts worship. And Jesus receives worship. And he talks about, they ask him whose authority. He could have very easily, I love this, tell us, by what authority do you do these things, right? Why are you doing what you're doing? Who gave you the power? And he answers them, but then doesn't answer them, right? He answers them with a riddle about John the Baptist. Keep in mind, John the Baptist was killed by Herod, I believe it was Antipas. Okay, it was one of the Herods. So, but Herod is so infatuated with his stepdaughter's dancing that he executes John the Baptist, because he tells his daughter and stepdaughter, that was so good, I'll give you whatever you want. What do you want? And she goes, I want John's head. And so he kills John the Baptist and has his head delivered to her. Yeah, in a drunken party. Pretty terrible. But the people consider John the Baptist to be a prophet, a great prophet. One of the greatest, if not the greatest prophets, right? And so he asks these same people, right? Because they did not follow John. They did not support John. They were against John. But the people loved John. The people considered him a great prophet. And so they're like, we don't know. They do know. They just don't want to accept it. They do know the answer. They just don't want to be put on the spot. They don't want to be shown to be stupid. And Jesus has this knack of going, why are you asking me dumb questions you know the answer to? Oh, because you're trying to trip me up, because you're trying to make me look bad. You're trying to make me look the fool. And you just walk away with egg on your face. You see, Jesus he could have very easily done the human thing and pointed to the massive crowd that just crowned him king. This is right after the triumphal entry. He could have just went, you're not paying attention. And he doesn't point to the crowd. He doesn't point to any of that carnal stuff, any of that material stuff, any of that human element. He could have, but he doesn't. Instead, he points to God the Father with a parable about vine dressers, about a vineyard. He points to God the Father and alludes to being the one and only Son, equal to the Father in deity. He claims divine right. The stone which the builders rejected. Let's flip over to there right now and see what he's talking about. In Isaiah, we have Isaiah 56. We're going to start in the 3rd verse and read this stanza. Do not let the son of the foreigner who has joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord has utterly separated me from his people. Nor let the eunuch say, here I am, a dry tree. For thus says the Lord, to the eunuchs who keep my Sabbath, and choose what pleases me, and hold fast my covenants, even to them I will give in my house, and within my walls a place and a name, better than that of sons and daughters. I will give them an everlasting name, that shall not be cut off. Also the sons of the foreigner who join themselves to the Lord to serve him, and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, everyone who keeps from defiling the Sabbath. Now this is where Jesus quotes, and even them I will bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices will I accept on my altar. For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations. The Lord God who gathers the outcasts of Israel says, yet I will gather to him others beside those who are gathered to him. House of prayer for all nations. I challenge anyone right now. Anyone right now. Name a Jew, an Israelite, a Hebrew in history that has an impact on all nations the way Jesus of Nazareth has had on all nations. Go ahead. Put in the comments. I challenge anyone. Name a Hebrew, a Jew, an Israelite who has impacted all nations the way Jesus of Nazareth has. Good luck. Jeremiah 7. We'll start with the 6th verse for this one. If you do not oppress the stranger, the fatherless, the widow, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, nor walk after other gods to your hurt, then I will cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I have given your fathers forever and ever. Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, burn incense to Baal, and walk after other gods whom you do not know? By the way, that's my Bible. All right. And then come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we have delivered to do all these abominations. Has this house, which is called by my name, become a den of thieves in your eyes? Behold, even I, have seen it, says the Lord. But go now to my place which was in Shiloh, and where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it because of the wickedness in my people Israel. Ouch! If that didn't hurt, if that didn't stab, if that didn't sting, oh my goodness. Shiloh is where the tabernacle was located. What happened to the northern tribes of Israel? They're destroyed. utterly destroyed. What's going to happen in 70 AD? What's going to happen starting in 68 AD? The Great Jewish Revolt. Right now, we have a minor revolt. This is just a blip. The revolt in 33 AD is just a blip on the Roman radar. It's a blink and you miss it moment. However, in 68 AD, there is the Great Jewish Revolt. It changes everything. I'm talking about everything. Because in 69, we have the year of 4 emperors. In 70, we have the sacking of Jerusalem and it's leveled to the ground. In 71, we have Masada. I think it's 71. It might be 73. We have Masada. The Israelite people are scattered. Judea is renamed Palestine. And we do not have even a resemblance of a Jewish state until the late 1940s, 1947. What happened in Shiloh? The tabernacle. The Philistines take it. Take the Ark of the Covenant. If you're going through the one-year chronological Bible, when we went through Judges, you'll see that towards the end of Judges. Jesus is telling these people by referencing Jeremiah, quoting Jeremiah and Isaiah together, he is the stone that was rejected. He is the son of the owner of the vineyard. He is the Son of God. He's claiming divine right, deity. He doesn't have to point to the crowd that just crowned him king coming into town. He doesn't have to point to the fact that he walks through the temple just before Passover, week before Passover, crowded, full of people from all over, there to celebrate Passover. He takes a whip and he chases everybody out. He doesn't point to the fact that he's been healing the sick, giving sight to the blind, telling lame people to get up and walk. The week before, he raises a dead guy from the dead, brings him back to life, named Lazarus, 4 days. He doesn't point to any of those things, any of those physical things. When they ask him what authority he does things, he points to the only authority that matters to him. He points to his deity. He could go, because I'm king, yo. But he doesn't. Instead, he goes, let me ask you, whose authority did John the Baptist do the things he did? And then he tells him a story. And then he claims deity. It would have hurt their feelings less. It would have hit less. It wouldn't have hit near as hard if he would have just came out and said, because I'm God. Instead, he cuts to what they know. They know that they're not following Torah. They know they're rejecting prophets. They know that they have consolidated power to themselves. They know that. Spoiler alert, they're going to get what they want. They're going to get what they want. They're going to reject the stone. They're the builders that reject the stone. They're going to fulfill this prophecy. They're going to do exactly what Jesus claims they're going to do. Come, let us kill him. Come, let us kill him. So they took him and cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. Jesus is executed on Golgotha, a hillside outside Jerusalem, outside the city gates. Outside the vineyard. and they kill him. Now, if that's the end of the story, it doesn't make Good Friday very good, does it? But as an old Carmen song says, Sunday's on the way. See, Jesus isn't done yet. And I'm going to close out with this. What are you going to do today about it? Are you going to be like the Pharisees? Are you going to be like the crowd that soon is going to yell, crucify him? Or are you going to crown him as king? Are you going to ask him whose authority he has? And when he answers you, the authority of God, are you going to accept it or reject it? Because it's one or the other. So, let's head to the outro. Well, thank you. If you're still watching and you have not subscribed or followed, what's stopping you? It costs you nothing. Please help this channel grow and subscribe, follow, share, like, all that stuff, all the social media stuff. You can check us out on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook. Remember, live streams on Rumble, first Thursday evening of each month. We build Legos and talk about seminary classes. So you can check out a poll on YouTube and vote for which set you would like to see built. We have the Palace of Agrabah. We've got some Lego City sets. We also have this one. It's a movie tie-in in Kanto. It looks pretty cool. It's a flower pot apartment. And then we also have this really big set down here. It doesn't fit on the shelf, and it is also Lego City, but it's Police Island. So check out that stuff. Also, check out Facebook with our daily reels going through the entire Bible in 1 year. Super excited about that endeavor. And if you want to see us in person, come to 6 Points Church in Parker, Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania. And we'll see you in the next one. So what do you do with the words in red when Jesus speaks?